Hey guys, my name is Meads. Welcome to my channel. This is Kotobukiya MSG or Modeling Support Kids Diorama chain base number 3. And this is kind of like the same thing as the mechanical chain base, as you can see on my background here. But they made the diorama, and as you can see, this is for outer space. Really nice. You have a big crater in the middle, and you do have this backdrop here, which is a cutout from the inside it's for outer space. It does come with a couple of accessories. As you can see here, we have clear effect parts, which we'll go over. There's actually a couple of them, and you have this ammo slugs, or pretty much the bullet casing. You do have to paint them to look like that, and you also have moon rocks, or pretty much outer space debris. And you do have a 1 and 2 as well. The first one is going to be kind of like a desert type, or desert area. Then the second one is more of an urban area. It's an intersection actually. And these are grade 4 Kotobukiya mold kits, like the frame arms, as you can see on the back. But it works well with high grade. But certain ones like the intersection, it's not going to be on scale, since these are smaller. Kind of like an armored core. And a Gundam, if you put a high grade there, it's gonna be too small in scale. And this runs about, it says here about 1,200 yen, but you might see this for about $20 with shipping, so it gets a little pricey. And it also comes with an extra one here, which I'll show in a bit what's that about. Yeah, that's it for a quick look at the box. And let's look at the base. Alright, so here's the base, and it's just pretty much a frame. You put this in, and actually I'm gonna go swap out one of them just to demonstrate that you can put the action base. So you have this one corner here, and let's just replace it with this one with a peg hole. Unfortunately, this is only works for Kotobukiya bases. Where it is? There we go. So your action base 2 doesn't fit, or if you have Figma, it doesn't. The Figma stand doesn't work either. Yeah, unfortunately, those doesn't match. Although I found that if you have a Tamashii stage act, it's gonna be a little bit of tight fit, but it works, which I'll demonstrate in a bit. So there we go, we have this, and as you can see, there's slits on the side, except for this one. But again, you have an extra one, so if you want to cover the whole thing, all sides, you can. And here's the cutout. You can cut this out and still have the box intact. It's actually a cutaway inside. And it's supposed to remove all the white, but I kind of like to have it still. There we go. Maybe I'll print out a new one. And again, you can have a different backdrop. You just have a card stock and print it on your computer. Alright, and this is looking pretty well. And why don't we put some kits in there? Why don't we start with the Super Deform? It kind of works with Super Deform. A little bit. Super Deform is a bit too small for this. Let's see. What else do I have here? There we go. You have the ARG-78. Works pretty well. You have the ARG-78 and the space. Let's see. Oh, the latest one. If you have a Zadra, it looks pretty good as well. And if you do have a frame arms, actually I do have one. This is the Cougar S-Type. I haven't worked on it yet, but there we go. As you can see, these are made for the 172 scale. I think they're 172 scale. I'm not sure of that one, but they're made for the Kotobukiya kits, such as the frame arms. And if you are wondering about, since this is space, what about Space Godzilla? I do have Space Godzilla. and why don't we give it a shot? So here's Space Godzilla. Let's have him there, and as you can see, it does work pretty well. And actually, it's not a bad idea if you have a Space Godzilla and buy this. It actually works pretty well. Alright, so why don't we go back with the accessories? Alright, so quickly, we have the effect parts. There's actually a lot of them. And the one thing I don't like about this, they don't really stand well. Some of them, oh, they're standing now. But sometimes they don't. They fall. You might have to put some kind of tape or sticky tacks. You can put it there. Let's see. I'm just put my super deform here. Looks like he is getting shot. You also have this, and this is supposed to stick on the end of the barrel. They don't have holes though. Actually, some of them do. This one doesn't. So let me try it on my frame arms. Nope, not this one. So some of them, but you just have to find the right fitting. But they do give give that option. And the ammo slug. This is for heavy artillery. If you have one of those guns, maybe a sniper rifle. You do have, it comes in 4, so you have a couple, so you can have it lying around there. And you have moon rocks. Not sure why they added that, but you can, oh, let's remove some of this. You have moon rocks. Alright. Why don't we work our, oh, I'll show you how to put the Tamashii stage jack here. Alright, so if you have a Tamashii stage jack, just pop this off and put it here. You may have to kind of twist it a little bit. It's gonna be a really tight fit. It's gonna be too high, but just depending on which one. Let's see if I can have something going here. What should I use? I can use Zadra, I suppose. So if you want Zadra on a flying, yeah, this is gonna be a little tricky. There we go. And yeah, actually it'll look great if you have something flying. Also, oh, I almost forgot. You can also try your SH Figure Arts, and in particular, I have Ultrac. This is Tiga, which is pretty cool, and have him flying. It's a little bit of fiddling. There we go. That's an I need to work on my posing, but I kind of get the idea that this is very versatile, especially if you have the Tamashii stage act stand. There we go. So I have him like flying pose, which is pretty cool. I also think that you can paint the crater something like brown or kind of like a sandstone to make it look like it's in earth. And also you can dry brush it as well to give it a bit of a weathered look and to make it more look natural. So again, there's a lot of things you can do with this one, along with having a different background, just depending on which one you want, and have it printed out. And again, I'm really liking how Kotobukiya have this diorama chain base. You already have the mechanical chain base on the back, but I think Bandai is catching up with that idea. They are releasing their own hanger, and you know, who knows, maybe they'll have their own diorama as well. I think it'll be nice to have maybe a river one, or maybe a waterfall. Oh, actually, maybe just a river. I mean, you could have a backdrop of a waterfall. And yeah, I think that's it for my review. Other than that, again, this is really great. I just want to remind you again that you cannot use an action base too from Bandai, since there are two different companies. but you can use the Tamashii Stage Act, which is kind of interesting since that's from Bandai. I think that's from Bandai, the Tamashii, or I may be mistaken. But yeah, I mean, it's a slight tight fit, but it works, and it's great for if you want to do aerial poses. And yeah, and oh, again, this is about $20, or just depending on where you get that. I mean, you can order this online through the usual international sellers like HLJ, Amiyami, or Hobby Search, or locally you can check out Tatsu Hobby. They actually have this, and actually quite surprised that they acquired this because it's not that popular yet. But I think people should get it. I think it's a really great diorama, or just a base to display kits or action figures. They do have 3 of them so far, and they do have a Tamashii Stage Act. They only have a clear green right now, but you can always inquire if they can have the clear anytime soon. So there you have it. That's my review for the Kotobukiya diorama chain base, the Lunar one. Hope you guys like it. So until then, this is Meats. Thank you for watching.